Welcome to the Before You Back It series over here on Quack&Co, where I take a deep dive into the Kickstarter campaigns who've had over 1,000 backers, so you don't have to. This is going to be a quick, approachable way to get a sense of whether or not this campaign is a good back for you, or a risky back where you're trying to, well, maybe come out on top. Explorers of Navoria, currently standing at 71,000 raised, the second most popular game on Kickstarter at the moment, with just over 1,100 backers. In this video, I'm going to be breaking it down on a 10-point scale, getting you a final score to determine just how good this Kickstarter campaign is. We're going to be looking at the publisher, the designer, reviewers on the page, the overall production quality and what we can expect from this publisher and what they're saying here on their campaign, exclusives, savings, retail, their production schedule, and if they're going to be to you when they claim they will be, and whether or not their game will hold its value and cost you more in the Pledge Manager. Let's talk about what Explorers of Navoria is. This is going to be a tableau and worker placement game with absolutely beautiful artwork and a immersive fantasy world. It's by Meng Hulin, who is also, I believe, the artist of this game, and I believe it's their first design. So keep that in mind as you explore this. It'll come up a little bit more when we talk about the designer. So 1 to 5 player game. If you have the expansion, it plays in about 20 minutes per player and has an average age rating of 12 up. The core idea of Explorers of Navoria is going to be drawing from a bag or taking an open token from a marketplace, then drafting a set of cards that will build out your tableau and give you special powers and abilities as you play the game. After you've all used the, little worker token or the resource token that you draw from the bag, that token will turn into an action that you can then take. So everyone will place tokens into the market to draft cards, and then take tokens from the market to take actions. So a little bit of a players determine the flow and range of the game. You're making resources available to other players in order to do the actions that you want to do. A little bit of interactivity there, a lot of strategic thinking, and good opportunities to go in various pathways depending on what resources are made available to you. It does have a little bit of luck mixed into it, so it's not a perfect Euro, but for any of you that's like me that wants a little bit of the Ameri mixed in with my Euro, it seems like it's going to hit that sweet spot of fantasy, creativity, and also, if I win because I'm smart. So, let's start talking about the game and dive into the actual numbers. So, this is coming from Dranda Games, who've put out 4 games in the past. None of the games have quite been in this style or genre before, and so I'm really excited to see them putting out something that I think looks really, really compelling on a shelf, and looks like something that really fits into the family of games like Root and some of these other titles that we've seen come out. This is my style 1,000%. I gave them an 8 out of 10 as far as a publisher goes because not all their games have been perfect, but they've all ranged above a 7 over on BGG. So they're a reliable publisher, and if you know what you're getting from them, you can rest assured that it's going to be what they claim it's going to be. Moving on down, this is going to be from a new designer. This is from Meng Hulin. Sorry if I'm getting the name wrong. A combination of braces and not being the best at reading makes that more difficult. But I gave them a 7 out of 10, mostly because they seem like they've produced a very nice game, and the combination of being both the artist and the designer of the game gives me a lot of confidence for the love and attention and care that have been poured into every aspect of this. I do believe this is their first game coming out, and so I can't talk about their past history, but they're working with a reputable publisher, and the game really does look beautiful. Moving on down, let's talk about reviewers. There are so many reviewers on this page. I gave them a solid 10 out of 10 in this category because everyone across the board is saying that this game is excellent. Some of them saying that it might be the game of the year, others being a little bit more reserved in their approach, if they had sponsored content, of course, saying things along the lines of, the game has really interesting mechanics or really delivers a unique experience. But overall, very, very good reviews and a lot of people who have covered this. Moving on down, we have the production quality. I think this is going to be a very nicely produced game. I gave them a 10 out of 10 on this because the attention to detail here when it comes to the art, when it comes to the prototypes that have been going around, when it comes to the options for different upgrades they have, I think they're going to hit it out of the park here. I have no expectations that this is going to be a game that shows up and disappoints in the quality and the consistency that they're delivering. Let's talk about Kickstarter exclusives. Going through here, I saw some things that were unlocked and triggered by Kickstarter. For instance, 150 Instagram likes will give you one new producer card. But I don't see an indication that anything here is specifically exclusive to this campaign, which does bring up the question of, will this all be available down the road? I think the answer seems to be that it will be if it can be, which with Kickstarter and smaller publishers, you're never entirely guaranteed that. I gave them a 4 out of 10 because there's no obvious Kickstarter exclusives here, and I would have liked to see some to drive the attention and bring people to this campaign to incentivize why I'm buying it myself. Moving on down, let's talk about whether or not it's going to... let's talk about savings. Is there savings in this game? Well, the general price point is going to be around $70 to $90. $90 will include the neoprene playmat, and I don't see many comparisons when it comes to what the overall savings might be. I gave them a 7 out of 10 because I do feel like the game will probably be a little bit more expensive at retail, especially with the expansion. But I can't tell you exactly where that will be, and I didn't see a direct indication of what the estimated retail price might be down the road. Now the question, will it be coming to retail? I marked down likely. It looks very good. I think there's going to be a lot of people that back this and bring this to the shelf once it's available in the marketplace. I don't think it'll hit mass market retail, but certainly the designers and publishers web store and your local gaming or hobby shop will probably have a few copies of this for sale. The expansion might be a little bit harder to get, and then the upgrades and exclusives, well, not exclusives, the upgrades will probably be even more so. So if you want everything for this, this is going to be your best chance. I gave it a 6 out of 10 for that. Now, when it comes to their production schedule, which is somewhere down here, they have a really aggressive production schedule of getting this into your hands by October, but that's really if everything goes as planned. But they admit that, and on the pledge it says that January is the realistic production schedule. I gave them a 6 out of 10 on this. I think they might hit November or December, get to you before the holidays, which would be amazing, but I don't know about hitting October. I'm so skeptical based on the history of our industry and the history of Kickstarters as a whole. That being said, they do have experience, so hopefully they will deliver by then. Do I think they'll hit January? Well, I don't know. You run into like production issues with the Chinese New Year and the way the factories take breaks. That's what you always hear. Maybe it'll be delayed a little bit farther if they find that they're hitting some rolling delays during the actual final development and final approval process. Moving on down, let's talk about the upgrades. They are giving you the chance to get some wooden upgrades. They're also giving you bonus cards based on stretch goals that they've unlocked, and you can get a neoprene playmat through here. They all look very nice. They will cost a little bit more money unless you do the big bundle pledge, but there is going to be an extra cost if you do the bundle pledge no matter what. I gave them a 8 out of 10 when it comes to whether or not it'll hold its value and whether or not it will sell. I think if you buy this and you sell it within the first month of having it into your hands, when it first delivers in October hopefully, you'll make not only your money, but slightly more back, especially if you have those upgrades included. The final rating is going to be whether or not this is going to charge you more money during the campaign, right? Do they have hidden fees? Well, they do have 2 hidden costs. They have the neoprene playmat, which is an open cost if you back the all-in, but then they also have card sleeves, and they have their upgraded components. If I can find them down here, they're somewhere down here. Either way, those are going to be an extra $10 for the resources and an extra $12 for the sleeves. So if you want everything, you're looking at right around $112 or $120 all said and done. So a few extra costs there. I gave them an 8 out of 10, giving us a final score of 73, which for our ranking system, a 70 to a 90, so a 70 to a 90 is a very solid, very confident back. A 90 and above is mind-blowing that you're not backing that game, and anything below a 70 starts getting into the range of a little bit risky. A good back, but not entirely confident. This is one of those where I can't guarantee the game will be perfect for you, and I can't guarantee it'll arrive on time, but everything else is indicating that this is going to be a very solid game